It's January, just over a year since Michael and Carly MacDonald and her brother Henry King co-bought the palatial but semi-derelict sprawl that is Middleton Park House. They pulled off Thanksgiving, but they're still enduring freezing conditions with no heating and are pushing to make the house a home before the end of the month. It's ongoing hard work.
Christmas we'd really worked hard just to try and get things ready, so everybody had time off except me, because I was doing the cooking and changing sheets as the different sets of visitors came. Not getting any younger.
At this point, the homeowners are feeling the impact of a year's hard graft.
I'm trying not to work weekends, but see, the thing is, it doesn't feel like work. Coming up to Christmas now, there was a couple of pressure moments, and I mean, look, any great project, any great venture is going to have the full cycle through, you know. But you know, at Christmas it became obvious we weren't young spring chickens anymore.
Down in the depths of the basement, despite months of failed efforts, Michael is still looking for a solution to the lack of heating.
So we've had a false start with the geothermal system. There's quite a bit of work to be done here. When we first looked at this, our first reaction to the existing heating system is you wouldn't want those gas bills. I mean, it's just a really, really expensive system to heat. €8,000 to fill the tank, and we don't know how long it will take to empty the tank. So I actually haven't tried to switch it on to see what happens. That doesn't look good, is it?
After trying out high-tech modern solutions and the hotel-scale boiler, they are forced to turn to an old-fashioned oil-burning system. They will have heat at last, but it won't come cheap.
Over here we have the new oil-fired boiler that we put in. It's not going to meet all of our heating needs in the long run, but it works fine for getting the system up and running.
It's a year since my first visit to Middleton Park House, and I'm visiting our three musketeers to see whether they've achieved their aim of making this historic building a livable home. After their hands-on battle to keep leaks out and heat in, I wonder whether they've had time to focus on the niceties of comfort and decor. Carly? How are you?
Welcome back. Great to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
You're well.
And yourself?
I'm in terrific.
Great to see you.
Lovely
How
to
are
see
you?
you. Isn't it wonderful coming into this hall? And you got your pet giraffe?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
Jeffrey the giraffe, yes. He adds a little bit of je ne sais quoi.
And the first time I remember being here, that corner, the plasterwork was gone, there was water coming in.
I think it's no exaggeration to say that this house had about 2 years before there would be a catastrophic failure of that central roof, and
Wow.
that would, I think, be the end of the house.
They've patched up the hole where Michael's bottom once appeared, but the building is still not exactly toasty. Standing here, there's a little chill in the air.
Sadly, but we had heating for 2 days at Christmas, which was great.
Right.
And then unfortunately the pumps cracked and gave up the ghost.
To me, it doesn't feel as absolutely freezing as it did when we first
That's
came
because you
here.
become hardy. Well, you're going to show me around.
Yes,
Go on.
absolutely.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll go into the living room first.
Carly has taken on the message from our Ballyfin visit. She's created a series of separate focal points that make this once echoey drawing room into a comfortable family space.
Came into its own at Christmas, actually. We got great use out of it.
The nice thing about this room, I have big window facing south out onto that amazing conservatory.
Here we are. This is the room that I fell in love with when I very first saw the house 20 years ago.
The glass house was always impressive, but it's now cleaned and replanted to really make the most of its elegant proportions.
I think it's coming along nicely now. Very, very pleased with it.
Your Turner Conservatory.
Exactly. It's very special.
The light coming in here is fantastic. You know, in the summer, in the evenings, this will be a fantastic...
So before anything was done, there was even a plant in it, just the way the sun had come streaming through the grape in the morning, wasn't it? It was like, whoa.
I actually always wanted a conservatory. I never thought I'd have one quite so grand.
And you're in springtime, so you'll be planting away here?
Yeah, well, I've actually got things in, and then hopefully they're going to grow nicely, and there'll be nice perfumes in here. And
The house is important to you as well, Henry, in terms of your relationship to your family?
It's certainly all connected, isn't it?
it's big enough now that we can have everybody here. You know, it's great. Instead of having a family lunch and everybody disperses,
They can all
can
stay.
come.
And a portrait behind you?
Oh yes, my mother was Green Fingers, and she would have absolutely adored this room. So as a little tribute to her, I thought she'd be very happy sitting in here.
And she'd definitely approve of this.
Yeah, she'd be very, very happy. Yeah, so now we have the dining room, which I'm thrilled. Finally got my table and chairs.
The Musketeers may like a bit of fun with their artwork, but this room is thoroughly grown up. And we have the family photographs, I see. The three Musketeers.
It's amazing how many people do notice immediately that it's us.
At the end of a long day, this is where I come to crash out.
Well now, this isn't what I was expecting. Upstairs, the tour of the bedrooms begins with Henry's room. It's a bright and relaxing place to be. A little bit masculine. Anklers going on.
I mean, Carly actually sourced those images. Yeah, it's coming together. And the chair over there is one of my favourite. That's some psychiatrist chair from London, but again, picked up for the price of it.
She wasn't saying anything, was she? Carly wasn't saying that now, was she?
No, but
just
you
want
are.
to know. Is it a big change for you now, moving to the countryside?
Not really. It just feels like this is where, you know, I was destined to finish up.
Elsewhere, the finished bathrooms and the blue master bedroom reveal at last how this house can really work as a home. Thanks to Carly's auction purchases and Michael's work on the heating, it no longer feels massive and ice cold. Even the former hotel bedrooms now have their own warmth and character.
Yeah, so I'm really excited now. Finally got my kitchen up and running, and with the stove, it's lovely and warm. I can come escape in here at the end of a day's work, little glass of bubbles, and it's all good.
I'm really impressed by Carly's design here. She sourced the quirky furniture at auction, and with a lick of well-chosen paint, the units married together perfectly. Carly, Michael and Henry are a hardy trio who have proven they can endure camping out in the cold and a great deal of hard work. But over the last year, I sometimes worried that the extent of work would overwhelm them. So are you delighted to be able to sit in this room, comfortable around the fire?
It's just lovely.
It's nice,
it really
isn't it?
is. It's great just to look at all we've done.
There is a real sense of pride in what the three of you have done, isn't there?
Yeah, I feel really proud.
There's a sense of fulfillment for me anyway, you know.
And I think a lot of it has been very difficult, partly just due to the scale of it, and it wouldn't be so satisfying if it weren't so difficult.
But there's still work to be done here.
Look, we're at the bottom of a very, very long hill here. Thankfully, so far, things have worked out.
It's quite different because you're now all living together.
Yes.
You know, is that part of an enjoyable journey?
No, the great thing is that a house of this size, you can all go to your own little space if you get on each other's nerves.
So there was a big hoo-ha over heating. You were going geothermal, there was the divil and all was going to happen, but you didn't go down that route.
We found out the hard way that the ground wasn't suitable.
But I think we're happy now that we have a good plan going forward.
Yeah.
We're just not there yet. The real achievement is to crack that nut. And then the place really is a complete package.
The fact that all three homeowners are prepared to live in these less than ideal conditions buys them time to find a truly practical solution. The work on the roof started later than I would have expected.
I think knowing
The
what to
issues
do
there.
actually was quite complicated, so I think we ended up going in much harder than we might have done.
But you still have elements still to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we still have half the
There's
roof
two
to do,
spots
yeah.
up there, but we know exactly what we're facing. And as soon as we get a break in the weather, we're back stuck in to finish it.
You've obviously put your touch to the house. It's wonderful. The kitchen is fantastic.
Thank you, Hugh.
And I'm sure you see the progress.
Oh,
that's
sure,
taken
I'm
place.
thrilled. Yeah, the lads have been great because they've let me go full ahead with all my ideas, and yeah, I'm really, really pleased.
With work to be completed, I hope there is still money in the pot.
You bought the house for around 900,000.
Yes.
And your budget was how much?
Originally, we were hoping to come up with about the same as the purchase price, but to be honest, you know, after house auctions and taxes, we came in around the $500,000 as our fund, if you like. But we've just rolled up the sleeves, got way more involved than we'd originally intended. We're maybe halfway through the budget so far, which is just, I can't believe it.
Including the kitchen?
Everything.
Including the whole fit out, including
Everything.
all the contents of the house and decorations.
So you spent about 250,000 euros so far.
That's right.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's right,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think then because you have a very limited budget, your budget has to work for you, and I think you've made your budget work. And rolled up your sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all been
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very involved.
You're well on your way to restoring the main house. You have huge wing of bedrooms. Have you any idea what's going to happen to that?
Too many ideas at this stage.
You know, people keep coming up with different ideas.
Well, obviously, we want to create this estate revenue for the ongoing running costs. But like I say, we nearly have too many ideas at the moment, and we haven't picked one.
But you're not under financial pressure to do that because you managed your budget.
Yeah.
But my final thought on this is that sometimes old buildings are happy not to be perfect. I think that the journey you've taken is just amazing. 3 of you are really inspirational.
Oh, thank you.
No, honest to God, like, it's a big house, but it's actually a very comfortable, warm and happy house when you walk through the door.
Oh, it's lovely to get your
Okay,
approval.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's been a
Thank
pleasure
you very
working with
much. Our three musketeers, Michael, Henry and Carly, have been camping in this edifice of a building for the past 8 months. It's been no fairy tale. The two big problems here have been the heating and the roof, neither of which have been fully resolved. But amazingly, they've only spent €250,000, and yet they've already created a marvellous family home.
Tomorrow, an all-new Changing Ireland My Big Idea. Delivery driver Tony on how he is helping to turn excess food waste into healthy meals for charity with Food Cloud, and that's at 8:30. And then on Tuesday, in an all-new series, a top detective is haunted by demons whilst on the hunt for a brutal murderer on Luther at 10:15.